Well, hello, everybody. I'm here with my esteemed colleague, Alan Lepofsky. Still with a typo on the title, sorry. He just pointed it out, and it's a touch screen and still didn't fix it, right? Technology is still behind us. And such a pleasure to be with Alan because he's the better half of the future of work.
No.
I'm the boring guy with transaction database.
I get to see all the stuff people type on. You have to talk about the stuff that actually makes it work.
I'm so
infrastructure.
thrilled to be with him here at Boxworks, right? On the shiny side of the future work, not in the dungeon and the transaction database. So, what do you think? What would you like Box to do this Boxworks?
Well, this is, I don't know, my 4th or 5th Boxworks that I've attended. I'm excited to hear what they're going to talk about. The main areas that I want to see, them talking about advancements and new things are, number one, collaboration. Like, obviously, that's the key. Box is all about creating content. So what matters the most is what do people do with it? It's not just sharing it. So I want to see things like where they're going with commenting and annotating and liking and sharing and all of those things that have to do with actually using, creating, sharing the content. That'd be the first.
Great piece from Alan actually about all the verbs of collaboration out there, right? So look at this.
Thank you. So the verbs for collaboration, that's a great one. I have to remember to talk about my own reports. Tied into that is perhaps one of the most important collaboration aspects, and that's task management. Why that's important is with all this, social and collaboration, I'm a firm believer that there has to be some structure or some organization to what's going on. So Box has very rudimentary task management features today, and I want to see where they're going with that. If they truly want to be a collaboration platform, how are they going to up the ante on the things they're doing around that? Kind of ties into probably one of your areas, the metadata and workflow.
Right.
I think that's one of the strengths of the Box platform. Let me, let you talk about that for a minute.
Well, I can't comment too much on the Box platform because I'm only a user of it, right? But I totally agree with Alan that metadata is really the key to finding the right content, surface the right content in the work close to the task completion to deliver buzzwordy right now here. The outcomes that enterprises want, right? It's way too hassle and way too technical, all driven from the last computing paradigm where we had to save disk space, right? That you have to remember folder structure, right? Why do I need to know folder structure, right?
Well, your folder structure, might be different than mine.
Of course, but why is it even there? Because we could only have 512 or 256 files per directory, which was a lot, right? But it's not a limitation right now. So in this age of unlimited computing resources, content should be surfaced to me as I do work. Right? I should know.
No. I was going to say that ties into exactly one of the things that I was saying I want to see: analytics and dashboards. Box is a great file, cloud-based file sharing platform, but unless you know what you're looking for, it's just a storage system. I want to see reports on top content, most used content, most shared content, or let's get even more advanced. That's 5 years in the past. Content recommended for me.
Yep.
Based on what I'm doing right now. You and I were talking about if they can tie into my calendar and see what meetings I have today, surface to me all the files that matter based on those meetings. So huge, potential. They're not even scratching the surface there yet. So I want to see that. The other big thing I'd hope to see Box going in a direction with is aggregating content from more than just Box. This is one of my pet peeves. Some of their competitors are building ways to show information from other repositories. I'd like it to go even further than that. Think about if it's not just files. Think if I could web clip something to Box, or I could put a link to something in Box, or any of these things. All of the pieces of content that I share with you, my colleagues, that should all be in Box.
Make it more easy, but I wish the starting thing for me is now with unlimited compute, figuring out what somebody wants to do, unlimited storage with big data, cheap compute and cheap analytics. Just give me what I've done. Come back to me and say, hey, Holger, you worked with these things today. We pre-registered them. We put them into these things. I think you talked with Alan on this Google Hangout here, right? Everything related to that is stored already away. Is that okay with you? And after a couple of days, I don't even look at it because it's just auto-magically there in the right place to help me do work better.
Analytics and data and all that metadata. I often say, don't forget the me in social media. If the tools can actually help us get our jobs done. So, we have 3 days of immersive information. I'm looking forward to hearing what they're going to do to be the sort of next generation content and collaboration platform.
I loved it. We heard Aaron Levy before talking to CIO Summit or something in the use my research, other research for our next generation applications. It's really exciting how these things of future of work and the new unlimited computing things we can do, the new platforms come together, right? So the thing with concern side on the Box side for me is that they are 10 years old almost, and with 10 years, everybody collects technical debt, right? It's not a specific Box problem, right? It's like breathing and exhaling nitrogen, which is not very healthy for us, but it just happens. It doesn't sneak up on you. It's part of doing business. So are they on the right platform for doing this? That will be an interesting thing to figure out. If they would start Box today from scratch, that's what I'd love to ask Aaron Levy. If we would start Box from scratch, what would be the platform for that? And then they want to become more an application vendor, right? Bring it closer through people building apps on top of Box. And that's going to be an interesting challenge because they're not known of being a platform as a service. Those will be the interesting things for me to look for the rest of Box.
Well, there you go. I think that summarizes things. The last 10 years, Box built a file sharing system. The next 10 years, they want to be an app dev platform. So let's go find out for the next few days what they're doing, and we'll report back to you at the end of the week.
Happen here at Boxworks 2015. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.